Welcome back, dear viewers. Today we are traveling to the year 1620. Close your eyes for a moment. When you open them again, we will be standing in the middle of Isfahan.
It is a May morning in the year 1620, and Isfahan is waking up as one of the largest and most magnificent cities in the world. An estimated 400,000 to 500,000 people live here. More than in London, more than in Paris, more than in any other contemporary European city, except Constantinople. The Persian poet and statesman was right when he wrote, Isfahan Naqsh-e Jahan. Isfahan is half the world. Shah Abbas I has been ruling for 33 years and is at the absolute peak of his power. He has turned the Safavid Empire from a crumbling territory into a world power, defeated Ottoman armies, forcibly resettled Armenians, made Georgian slaves into generals, and built a city that makes the powerful of Europe envious. On the Naqsh-e Jahan, the square of the world, cranes and scaffolding stand. The Shah Mosque is not yet finished. The city is still in the making.
With AI-supported reconstruction, based on the travel reports of European diplomats and merchants of the 17th century, as well as Venetian diplomatic records, Armenian chronicles, and modern historical studies on Safavid architecture.
We are reconstructing a typical spring day in a metropolis that is at the same time an art center, a trading hub, and the sheer center of power in the world. Our route leads through 7 stations, from morning prayer in the courtyard houses to the night, when the coffee houses on the Naqsh-e Jahan are still glowing, and storytellers recite the Shahnameh.
We are standing here in a residential alley in the Merchants' Quarter, very near the bazaar.
What you notice immediately, you don't see any windows. The outer walls of the houses are windowless mud brick walls, smooth, closed, neutral. Life takes place inside, invisible from the street. The Persian courtyard house is not a sealing off out of mistrust. It is climatic intelligence and social logic at the same time. In the courtyard lies a rectangular water basin, house, flanked by pomegranate trees and rose bushes, in full bloom in May. The air cools down over the water. Bagyir wine towers, square shafts made of mud bricks, catch the north wind at roof level and channel it through watercourses into the house. Passive air conditioning without any machine. Temperatures in the courtyard, when it is 40 degrees outside, are up to 10 degrees lower. The house is divided into 2 areas. Biruni, the public men's area, lies closer to the gate, receives guests, and is accessible to the outside world. And Daruni, the private women's area, lies in the back part, separate, inaccessible to strangers. This separation is not a prison, but a family structure. Women run the household, bake bread in the tandoor, manage supplies, and raise children. Water does not come from wells. The Qanat system, underground water channels that have been carrying meltwater from the Zagros Mountains into the desert city for centuries, supplies Isfahan with fresh water. A system of more than 3,000 kilometers of underground channels, precisely sloped, precisely maintained. Without the Qanat, there is no city here. Without this invisible infrastructure, Isfahan does not exist. The muezzin's call rings out from dozens of minarets at the same time. The layers of voices overlap from near and far in different phases of the call. This is not noise. This is the acoustic structure of the day.
From the residential quarter, the path leads into the heart of the city.
The bazaar of Isfahan stretches for kilometers from the Naqsh-e Jahan to the old Friday Mosque, a covered city within the city. Brick vaults with light shafts let sunlight in at regular intervals. Ventilation works through the geometry of the arches themselves. On the hottest summer days, it is cooler in here than outside. Within the bazaar there are caravanserais, hammams, mosques, madrasas, water cisterns. Everything you need without having to leave the vault. The trades are strictly arranged by alleys. goldsmiths in one street, whose hammering sounds through the entire vault, carpet weavers in the next, where wool lies in colours for which traders from Europe pay amounts you can hardly imagine, spice traders, coppersmiths, bookbinders, silk fabrics. Silk is the most important export of the empire and a state monopoly under Shah Abbas. The entire raw silk production of Gilan and Mazandaran runs through state control. An English merchant of the East India Company, active in Persia since 1616, is negotiating today with a Safavid trade official about silk deliveries. Shah Abbas plays the European powers against each other with the calm of a man who knows he has the better product. Languages mix: Persian, Turkish, still the court language of the Safavids, Arabic, Armenian, Gujarati from Indian merchants. The muhtaseb, the market inspector, patrols with a staff and a scribe and checks weights, measures, prices. A trader who uses an uncalibrated scale can be punished on the spot, physically, in front of his customers. Reza Abbasi, the most important court painter of this era, has his workshop near the court. His miniature works show court scenes, female musicians, lovers, Sufis, in a style that stuns European visitors. A picture by his hand costs more than a craftsman earns in a year.
We leave the bazaar to the south.
Between the urban fabric and the Armenian quarter flows the Zayandeh River, the life-giving river, without which Isfahan would be desert. In May, it carries meltwater from the Zagros. The water level is high. The current is strong. The COC pole, the bridge of the 33 arches, was completed in 1602 under the supervision of Alaverdi Khan. This name deserves a pause. Alaverdi Khan was abducted as a child in Georgia as a Christian slave, taken into the service of the Shah, converted to Islam, militarily trained, and rose to become the most powerful man in the empire after the Shah, Generalissimo and Governor of Fars. The bridge whose construction he supervised is a political statement in stone. A Georgian Ghulam slave left Isfahan one of its most beautiful structures. The bridge is 298 meters long, has 2 levels, and serves at the same time as a bridge, as a dam to regulate the water level, and as a social meeting place. Under the arches sit men, smoking the kolian, water pipe, and debating. The humid air under the arches is cooler than anywhere else in the city. Here merchants, officials, and students come together. It is a place without hierarchy in a city full of hierarchies. Day labourers carry goods across the bridge. This is the hardest and worst paid work in the city. On the bank, women wash laundry. The precise canal system that runs from the bridge distributes water to gardens, fields, and public buildings according to a schedule set down for generations.
The Naqsh-e Jahan, image of the world, is the largest city square of its time.
510 meters long, 165 meters wide. For comparison, St. Peter's Square in Rome is 340 meters long. Red Square in Moscow measures 400 meters. This square is larger than both. 4 buildings define its 4 sides. Each one stands for a power. The Shah Mosque to the south is still under construction. Wooden scaffolding, wooden cranes, tile layers working at dizzying heights. The 7-color haftrang technique, newly developed for this mosque, allows the tiles to be fired separately instead of using the more elaborate mosaic work. This saves time without sacrificing quality. The result will be finished years after Abbasi's death, and the blue of the dome will be described by travelers from all over Europe. The Sheikh Lotfola Mosque to the east was completed in 1619. It has no minarets. It is the private mosque for the women of the Shah and his family, not intended for the people. An underground tunnel connects it with the Ali Qapu Palace opposite. The Ali Qapu, the High Gate, rises 6 stories high to the west. In the open columned hall, the Tala, Shah Abbas stands when he looks out onto the square. Polo games take place below. The stone goalposts are still standing. Troop parades, ambassadorial receptions, executions, festivals. This square is a stage for everything that defines the empire. The Caesarea Gate to the north is the monumental entrance to the bazaar. Every day, drums and trumpets ring out from the Naqsh-e balcony above. The midday prayer unites thousands on the square in one movement.
Shah Abbas I has stabilized his empire through a political revolution.
The old Kizilbash tribal aristocracy, Turkish-speaking nomadic tribes that had founded the Safavid Empire, was unreliable and powerful. Abbas broke their power through a new system. The Gulam system. Christian slaves from Georgia, Armenia, and Circassia are abducted as children, converted to Islam, trained militarily and administratively, and are loyal exclusively to the Shah personally. No tribal loyalties, no old family networks. Alaverdi Khan is the most famous example. His son Imam Quli Khan becomes governor of Fars and defeats the Portuguese at Hormuz in 1622. At the same time, Abbas modernizes the military, a standing army with muskets and cannons instead of unreliable tribal cavalry. English military advisors at the court, Robert Shirley has been training Persian artillery since 1598. The result, in 1624, Abbas will recapture Baghdad from the Ottomans. At the court today, Abbas is receiving an English embassy. Next to him, an Indian ambassador of the Mughal ruler is waiting. A Venetian merchant is hoping for an audience. Shah Abbas conducts diplomacy at the same time with powers on 3 continents against the Ottomans as a common enemy. The dark side. In 1615, Shah Abbas had his eldest son, Muhammad Baqir Mirza, murdered in a hammam in Rasht, suspected of planning a conspiracy. He will later have other sons blinded. Mistrust as a principle of rule. The most powerful man in Persia slept with a dagger under his pillow.
We crossed the Siosepol Bridge to the south, into another city within the city.
New Julfa was founded in 1605 and 1606. The story behind it is complex. In the war against the Ottomans, Shah Abbas ordered the forced resettlement of an estimated 300,000 Armenians from the region around the city of Julfa on the Aras River in 1604 and 1605. The goal, to leave the region as scorched earth so that Ottoman troops would have no supply base. Less than half of those resettled survived the long march in the cold and through the mountains. The survivors received special privileges in Isfahan, their own self-administration with a kalantar as mayor. Religious freedom. Church bells ring next to muezzin calls. The monopoly on the Persian silk export to Europe from 1617 onwards. Armenian merchants run trade routes from Amsterdam through Venice to Manila and Surat, a global network built on family and church trust that European trading companies cannot replicate. The Vank Cathedral is under construction. Other churches are being built. In a city that is the Shia center of the world, Christian bells are ringing. In Isfahan and Shiraz, the most important philosophers of the Safavid Renaissance are working in this period. Mir Damad and Sheikh Bahari have founded the School of Isfahan here in Isfahan, which combines Islamic theology, Avicenna's Aristotelianism, and Sufi mysticism into a new synthesis. Their student Mullah Sadra, just around 50, is teaching at this time in Shiraz at the Madrasa-i Khan. His transcendent wisdom will make him one of the most influential Islamic philosophers of all time.
In the evening, the coffee houses on the Naqsh-e Jahan open.
Coffee came via Hormuz from Yemen and quickly became a social institution. Shah Abbas himself visits coffee houses and receives envoys there, a ruler who stages himself as accessible, as close to the people. The actual fullness of power behind it is absolute. A Naqal, storyteller, recites the Shahnameh, the Book of Kings by Ferdowsi, 1,000 years of Persian history in verse, learned by heart, performed with gestures and changes of voice. Merchants, officials, bazaris, Sufis, students listen. The Shahnameh is identity building, national myth, literature, and entertainment all at once. The Kalyan, water pipe, is everywhere. Tobacco from India, just in fashion. Opium and bhang are consumed, partly ritually, partly as addiction. Wine is officially forbidden, but is unofficially still drunk. Armenian merchants in New Julfa legally produce it for export. The Zurkhane, the House of Strength, opens for the evening exercise. An octagonal pit, deeper than the surrounding floor, where men train with wooden clubs, shields, and rings. Drums beat the rhythm. A Morshed, spiritual leader, recites verses from the Shahnameh. The training is athletic, spiritual, and ritual at the same time. A uniquely Persian tradition that survives to this day. At nightfall, the city gates close. Night watchmen, asas, patrol with lanterns, little artificial light, oil lamps, tallow candles, but the court buildings on the Naqsh-e Jahan are illuminated on festival days. In front of the caravanserais, beggars sleep. In the bazaar alleys lie day labourers. On the Chahabag Avenue, the four-row plane tree avenue with water canals and pavilions that Abbas had laid out as the city's promenade. The rich are still strolling in the twilight. Above everything, visible all the way to the city wall, the unfinished dome of the Shah Mosque. It will only be completed after Abbas's death. He will never see his greatest building finished.
That was Isfahan in May 1620, a city at the peak of its history.
How did you like it? Many thanks for watching.
Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more time travels.